This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, right at the corner of Ridge and Del Range, at the corner of Ridge and Pershing. And we welcome the new store, which has reopened over on South Greeley Highway. High-tech, everything, ordering kiosk, plenty of room. Yes, it is the prototype for Taco John's of Cheyenne. We want to thank Kia of Cheyenne over in Nationwide. Say thank you again to my good buddy A.J. Miller and the crew over there. Great job that they're doing. 19s need to go. 20s are arriving and are selling as well. And again, if you need a great ride, you're always going to get it from Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank ×2, the original location on Vanna High, the east side location, corner of College and Pershing. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range. Matter of fact, Cindy was over there. Of course, Ray and Cindy Mefford, owners of Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range. They were the host for the luncheon up at War Memorial Stadium this past weekend. Cindy, great job. Everybody loved the mac and cheese, of course. I was scarfing down on those delicious chicken sandwiches. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards. Open 6 days a week for 3 delicious squares. Medicare Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs. See Gene and the great staff. Bluegrass Circle over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Slow down, Larry. And again, they're open Monday through Saturday. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Your home for GE, Maytag, Frigidaire, Whirlpool. And again, they service what they sell. See Bruce and the gang today over at B&B Appliance and TV. Lennox Auto Body, Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard, part of Lennox Enterprises, serving our community. Founded by Dick Lennox, the tradition carried on by his daughter Heather, hasn't missed a beat. And again, serving our community for over 25 years. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, where at First Tier Bank you will find some great annual percentage deals right now on CDs, so check out what they've got going on today. And Mondello's Pizzeria directly across the street. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, in the Greenway Commons for nearly 5 decades. Joe Mondello has been bringing the best in Paisan cuisine. Matter of fact, Joe's Pizza, top 10 in the nation, ranked by our friends at the Food Network. So if you're wanting some delicious Paisan cuisine, not corporate style, we're talking family recipes, then you want to dine at Mondello's Pizzeria. Open Monday through Sunday. Sundays are open noon until 8. It's scoreboard time. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We'll go first to Nick Proetti.
LCCC athletics from this past weekend. We'll start with men's and women's soccer as they wrap up the regular season here in town against Western Wyoming Community College. On the men's side of things, on Saturday's game, they won 11-0. So with that victory for the regular season, LCCC men's soccer, they finish out the regular season 12-3 overall. LCCC women's soccer, again, taking on Western Wyoming this past Saturday, they won that contest 2-0. So they finished their season 13-0-1 overall, and they're still number 4 ranked in the nation, according to the NJCAA. LCCC women's volleyball, they were in action on the road against Western Wyoming and Central Wyoming College, where they lost, at least at Western on Friday, 3-2. At Central Wyoming, LCCC got the victory 3-0. So LCCC with the split over this past weekend, they are 7-21 overall. NHL action for tonight. Only 4 games on the slate. Toronto Maple Leafs at home. They will host the Columbus Blue Jackets. Vegas Golden Knights will travel to Philadelphia to see the Flyers at the Wells Fargo Center. St. Louis Blues at Enterprise Center will host the Colorado Avalanche. And last but not least, the Dallas Stars at home. They will take on the Ottawa Senators.
From the National Football League, it will be the undefeated New England Patriots. They will be matching up against the New York Jets. That will be taking place in the Meadowlands. The Fall Classic gets underway tomorrow evening. That will be at Minute Maid Field as the Astros will host the Washington Nationals in Game 1 of the World Series. Again, that is on tap for tomorrow evening.
And do want to mention as well, too, very quickly as well, do want to mention Friday, coming up here on 1480 KRAE, high school football action more, at least continues on. Regular season does come to an end this Friday, as we will have Cheyenne Central play host of Cheyenne South at Risky Field. That is a game time of 6 o'clock coming up this Friday, so 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com. It's where you can hear this contest and video live streaming as we usually do on Periscope via Twitter and the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel.
With me, Chris Bolton, and you, Nick Proetti. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds!
Up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Cowboy football is back in action at War Memorial Stadium to continue Mountain West Conference play against Nevada on Saturday, October 26th. Kickoff is set for high noon, so be sure to arrive early on game day for the Pepsi pregame zone and tailgating with family and friends. The first 5,000 fans through the gates will receive a free Jonah Field Rally towel, courtesy of Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. Get your tickets today at GoWIO.com or call 307-766-7220.
Do you want the peace of mind of a professionally installed security camera system? Then go with the name you trust, High West Digital Solutions, a High West energy company. The experienced team at High West Digital Solutions will customize a video security system for you, helping you keep an eye on everything going on inside or outside your home or business. Go to hwds.com or call 307-245-4333. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny and breezy. Expected daytime high of 46. Winds will be northwesterly at 15 to 20. For tonight, mostly clear and blustery. Our low down to 29 degrees. Sunshine and breezy for tomorrow. We're calling for a daytime high of 57. And for Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 32 degrees.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
And welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, Monday afternoon. Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti. We have a lot to talk about, but first, we want to talk with the athletic director at the University of Wyoming. We're going to be talking with Tom Burman. Tom, thank you so much for lending us part of your day today.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
Tom, first out of the box, congratulations and kudos going out to everyone involved at the University of Wyoming as we crack the 100,000 mark in attendance, and we still have two more home games to go, Nevada as well as CSU. Again, I'm not one that keeps the stats in the record books, but we're looking at crowds that are approaching, top 10 all time?
Yeah, we're actually, unless the wheels come off, we'll have probably top 5 average attendance. We've had seasons where we've had total attendance that was larger because we played 7 home games, but with 6 this year, if we can get about 40,000 more, I'm assuming we'll be in the top 2 or 3 in the history of the program, which is exciting. And this Friday night CSU game is going to have a little bit of an impact on us. There's no doubt. But hopefully, people will be passionate about the Cowboys, and hopefully, we're playing for something important at that point, and they'll find reason to deal with the weather and come over here and support their team.
Speaking of which, at 5-2 with the win over New Mexico this past weekend during homecoming, and again, nice crowd that came out, and folks were asked to wear gold. Majority of them did, so that was a plus. I guess my question is, Tom, are you starting to get quote inquiries about the Wyoming Cowboys as they're getting close to being bowl eligible?
Well, the system works a little different than it used to. Back in the day, you'd get bowl inquiries, and there'd be bowl representatives that would come to games, and they still do that a little bit, but it's mostly for show, in all honesty. In today's world of the bowls, it's a lot of ESPN sitting behind and deciding where they're going to slot people based upon, not so much based upon where they finished and not so much based upon how many people they'll bring, but how they think it will drive viewership. So we actually will have a representative from the New Mexico Bowl here at Nevada. My guess is that we will have multiple bowl representatives for the CSU game, but there's no doubt we're on the radar, absolutely, with 5 wins at this point, but we still got a long way to go. As we've said all along, the most challenging half of this schedule is the back half, so we've got to find a way to take care of business Saturday. We've got to win that game, and I think our kids are primed to win that game if they play well and play smart. And then we go on the road for a couple really tough ones, and we'll find out a lot about ourselves at Utah State and Boise State.
Do want to talk about that ad that we just heard here on 1480 KRAE promoting at least upcoming Saturday's contest there in Laramie, taking on the University of Nevada, where 5,000 fans first at least come through the gates there at War Memorial Stadium do receive a rally towel. As we saw earlier this year, at least a replica of War Memorial Stadium was given out to fans, and I do believe for the CSU contest, a nice little winter hat will be given away to fans as well too. But at least, Tom, talk about the promotions that you or your staff or the university has come up with to kind of get fans or entice them, so to speak, kind of like a minor league baseball game, to get on out to Laramie and watch the Cowboys, at least football contests.
Yeah, we've probably done a better job of promotions and marketing and advertising Cowboy football this year than we have in a long time, and part of that is allocating resources, part of it is having staff in place who've been here for a little while, and that's worked well for us. But people ask me frequently, why is attendance up? And I think it's pretty simple in my view. 2 reasons. One is they like our team. It sounds kind of crazy. Wyoming people gravitate towards defense and toughness. Now, they would love to see us complete 70% of our passes and score 40 points, don't get me wrong. But they love watching the way they play, and they play hard, and they tackle well. And then, secondly, game times have worked in our favor this year, and they will continue on Saturday. If you play a lot of night games in Laramie, it's going to be tough no matter how good you market and no matter how many games you're winning.
Tom, I'm glad that you did join us today, and I know we wish we could have had you on a couple weeks ago. I want to, first off, tip my cap to you and everyone involved at UW on the Black 14 recognition that you did, or reconciliation, I should say. And again, it was 50 years in the making, but I guess, Tom, first question I would ask, and again, kudos to you, but why did it take so long?
Well, I wasn't here for the whole time frame why it took so long, but it took a long time because it's an emotional topic, and even if we would have wanted to do it 7 years ago, I'm not sure they were ready for it. The members of the Black 14 had to feel like they could trust the people at the University of Wyoming, and it took me, selfishly, and Kevin and China a few years to build the trust to where they were like, hey, you want to do this for the right reasons. And once they got comfortable with that, it was pretty easy sailing. But it was going to take some time to build that trust.
You know, it's unfortunate that all could not be in attendance, but again, you had a nice contingent that came back to Laramie and did the celebration.
Yeah, it was great. You know, we would have loved. There's 11 living members, and originally there were 9 scheduled to return, and then one of them had a last-minute cancellation, and then Mel was sick for most of it, unfortunately, and that was too bad because Mel Hamilton, who's a Casper guy, he's obviously been close to the state of Wyoming. This was a very important weekend for him, and he got sick, and he's doing fine now. He's back in South Carolina and getting healthy, but it would have been great to have 11, but it didn't work out that way.
Well, again, our thanks on this side here. I know we haven't had that opportunity. I haven't seen you in the games I've been at, but I wanted to just shake your hand and say thank you for what you did.
Thank you.
Well, Tom, at least talk about that Black 14 situation, and again, at least the fantastic moment that was at halftime of that Idaho contest. Now, regarding that, and again, it seems like history is very much embraced by the University of Wyoming, and again, as Cowboy fans as well, too, again, like to know what players of the past are up to, or players of the past just kind of remembering them some way, shape, or form. Are there any plans, whether it's there on the campus of UW, there at War Memorial Stadium, High Performance Altitude Center, wherever it may be, is there any plans for plaques, at least rememorization of the Black 14?
Yeah, well, there is one, and we unveiled it on Friday before the Idaho game. So next time you're coming over to War Memorial Stadium, just look on the east side of War Memorial Stadium, just to the south of the Wildcatter Stadium entrance. And there, on the north side is the donors to the project when we raise the money for the Wildcatter, and on the south side is a recognition of the 14 members of the Black 14 with a little story about what happened back in 1969, and then probably, to me, more importantly, each player's name and hometown around the plaque, and it was a very touching moment when we unveiled that for them. That was something that they were very thrilled about. But other than that, there's no plans to do anything else. We talked about a lot of different things. What I thought was great was one of the players came to our San Diego State game. He lives in California, Guillermo Highsaw. He came to the game, and he came wearing his Letterman's jacket, which just touched me. And, a lot of times what we try to do is we invite, and we can't invite everybody, but we try to offer sideline passes on the road for a handful, maybe 10 ex-players, and it's kind of a pride thing to the ex-players who come watch us play on the road. And so Guillermo came, and we gave him a sideline pass, and to watch how he was embraced by those ex-players who were there at the San Diego State game was really cool. I just, I'm not passing judgment on what happened in 1969 because I can't look through that lens. I was 3 years old at that point, but I can tell you that the lens that I have today, 2019, I want those 14 players, 11 living members, to know that they're Cowboys. And whether what happened back in 1969 was done right or wrong, I don't really care. It was 1969. We got to move forward, and we got to embrace these players. And you know what? Even if somebody says they did something wrong, which I have a hard time understanding, but if they did, they were kids. Let's move on and embrace them. Let's go.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate that thought. Tom, real quick, I've had the opportunity during my pregame shows before our football games to chat with all of the athletic directors, including our county ones, as well as Dr. Cindy Henning over at LCCC. So we're going to throw this back in your lap as well, too, and you obviously have more student athletes to be concerned about, and again, our fall programs are winding down except for football, and now you're ready to roll into some of the winter programs. Just tell us a little bit, how do you get everywhere at one time when it's all going on?
Well, this time of the year is the most hectic time of the year for us. I mean, we're in the crunch of volleyball, football, cross country, soccer. Soccer just played their last home game Sunday in one of the most coldest things I've ever experienced, but they found a way to win. Volleyball moved to 7-1 in the Mountain West Conference with 2 wins on the road at Utah State and Boise State. Our cross-country team, which we thought actually was going to be the cream of the crop for our fall sports, is struggling. Men's cross-country struggling a little bit right now, and so, but we have a lot going on, and now we're going to start basketballs, and they get going here pretty soon in the next couple of weeks, and it's a crazy time, and you just got to dive in and enjoy it. And the good part is, at least for the winter sports, they're undefeated. They all those kids and coaches think they're going to be great, and it's fun to watch them kind of develop and grow up.
As you mentioned, Tom, again, at least men's basketball getting underway here with the exhibition contest October 30th. So soon enough, we will have men's and women's basketball there at the University of Wyoming. Now, speaking of the men's program, again, as we had at least our conversation with you last year, post what happened with at least the Cowboys on the basketball side of things, heading into this season, UW selected, or at least preseason polls, 10th out of 11th there in the Mountain West Conference. Again, a team that's coming off of a rough year. A coach right now that's kind of, at least in our opinion, on the hot seat. But, we talk about football, at least with the attendance of how well it's doing. How do we get Cowboy fans out to the AA this season to go cheer on the men's program after how rough of a season it was and how at least lowly selected they have been, at least here in the preseason poll?
Right. Well, there's going to be a lot of fans who aren't going to come, and coaches and student athletes got to be aware of that. But what they got to do is put a product on the floor consistently that is exciting, plays with great passion, and as that rumor, that story will go across Wyoming if they play their tail off. And I'm not saying they even have to be dominant, but they have to change the narrative. Right now, the narrative in Wyoming is, men's basketball's won 8 games last year. They're terrible. So people are just kind of moving on, and we can't. We got to change. We internally have to change that narrative, and if they do that, people will come, and that's the culture of Wyoming. I mean, it's kind of funny when you look at the attendance for men's and women's basketball, the revenue over the last 15 years. When our men's fans get unhappy, our women's attendance increases. When our women's fans get unhappy, our men's attendance increases. So the good news is the people that really care about UW are truly passionate. Most of them they're taking in a women's game, and if over time, as the men's program starts to get its feet back, which I think they will this year, I think you'll see some of those come back, and that's what we got to hope for. There's no marketing that's gonna trick the fans into coming. We got to give them a product, and it's sort of like in your guys' business. If this show isn't any good, no one's going to listen. No one's going to do it by advertising. So, fortunately, you guys are doing good, and that's happening. So we got to do the same.
Speaking of marketing, and my final thought, and again, the good things that are happening in Buffalo, New York right now for one, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And again, we hear University of Wyoming. You have to be very proud of that fact that Laramie is still being mentioned nationally.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. We're proud of all of our guys. I mean, I just got a text yesterday from Jacob Hollister. He had a few catches for the Seahawks Saturday, and they lost, but he made some plays. And anytime we get kids making plays and getting the UW name on national television, it's good for everybody.
What about
we're very proud of them.
I was going to say, what about the upcoming XFL? I mean, we got some names that might be catching on with some teams in the XFL.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I think there were 7 kids drafted, 7 young men drafted from Wyoming in the XFL, so I hope that league works and they can make a living. I mean, that would be great. One of the things that's always been hard in football is basically if you can't make a living in the NFL and you don't want to go to the CFL, because CFL is hard. The money is not very good. It's just always been a challenge for kids from the U.S., there really is no option. Whereas in most of the other sports, even in sports like volleyball and women's basketball, you can go to Europe and you can get paid. You can't get paid a lot, but you can make a living. And men's men's basketball, there's a lot of kids that can make money in Europe. So I hope that the XFL works. It'll give them an opportunity to extend their career a little bit.
Well, Tom, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Keep up the good work, and again, congratulations thus far to our Cowboy programs, and looking forward to future endeavors.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All righty, Tom Burman, Athletic Director of the University of Wyoming, joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. We will take a timeout. We'll be right back. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Relieve your stress. I'm A.J. Miller for Kia of Cheyenne. With a new Kia vehicle, you get one of the best warranties in America. The new 2019 Kia Sorento comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. 2019 Kia Sorento gives you up to 122 cubic feet of cargo space, 7-passenger seating, available all-wheel drive, and wireless charging for your devices. Come into Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com and we'll make it easy. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or a retailer for details.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOI-FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOI. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Larry Proetti at 307-637-0301.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 4.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti. Real quick here, and we'll keep it on the Pokes since we had Athletic Director Tom Burman on. Just real quick, running down the scoreboard if you missed out over the weekend. Fresno State on Friday clobbered UNLV. There's a bulletin, 56-27. Other scores, BYU, top number 14, Boise State.
And BYU did, at home, so.
28-25. It was San Diego State over San Jose State in San Jose, 27-17.
Yeah, a competitive game there between those two. Again, I don't sell short what San Jose State is doing this year. Again, Spartans, they garner a lot of my respect, and I think for the University of Wyoming, very fortunate that they don't play this Spartans team this year.
Utah State, no problems in Logan as they crushed Nevada 36-10. Cowboys' next opponent. The eyebrow raiser of the weekend.
Yeah,
you have to say it. And on the islands, I would have never thought Air Force was going to win going away.
Yeah,
56-26.
They crushed Hawaii on the islands, where Air Force was a 3-point favorite on the road in that contest, but did not anticipate, again, a Hawaii team that put up monstrous points against Nevada, or at least was competitive against Boise, even though Boise won by double digits in their contest. But I was not expecting that on the islands, where it seems like Rainbow Warriors are very immortal out there. But that, if anything, that tells you that contest down in Colorado Springs is not going to be an easy one for the Wyoming Cowboys.
No, not at all. And, of course, the Cowboys, before a nice crowd for homecoming.
Again, I think outside of it being a little bit breezy out there.
I would use the word blustery. That's how it was.
And again, so
cool.
far the games, I think the UNLV contest where you had I-80 shut down due to the conditions out there. Other than that, though, the home contests so far have been, at least weather-wise, pretty decent. Folks have been showing up. And also, too, again, what does help is that, yes, they are winning. This is a team that now sits, one game away from being bowl eligible at this point in time, which, again, we know that does not mean anything right now. But, again, it is just something to look ahead for the, at least, potential future for the Wyoming Cowboys. But, again, a multitude of factors helping out. Again, it was homecoming, the gold rush opportunity. So
it was a very to me, it was a mediocre win.
It was a boring game.
It was the game itself was mediocre to watch.
I mean, if anything, again, Tom alluded to, hey, this is a hard-nosed defensive battle, defensive-minded team. We know that without a doubt. This is what's keeping this Cowboys team within contests, if not allowing him to win again against Mizzou, getting close victories against the Idaho Vandals. This is what that team is at least bred upon. It's not an offensive powerhouse like the Boise's of the world,
right.
like what we saw with Air Force, Hawaii, that could put up monstrous points. No, this is a team that grinds it out.
Well, and again, too, you look at the Cowboys, and 259 yards of the ground. Nothing to sneeze at. But you look at Valladay, had 127 yards. That was less than 4 yards a run. He toted the ball 33 times. Chambers had it 18 times for 117 yards. That's 6.5 yards a pop. But other than that,
but again, you compare the
passing.
You compare the numbers, though. Again, total offense were for rushing for New Mexico 169. At least that was the net for them. 259 for the Cowboys. 203 passing for New Mexico, worth 86 yards for the Wyoming Cowboys with one Sean Chambers. Again, you even that up for the offenses. It's pretty much, I do believe, again, doing quick math right there, you give
pretty even
on that with a slight advantage to the Wyoming Cowboys. But other than that, though, it was basically a boring defensive battle. New Mexico at the tail end of that contest kind of ramped things up. It looked like once they got in the rhythm on the at least passing game, where they basically for the first half, you saw Wyoming A versus Wyoming B offense, with Wyoming B being New Mexico's offense of just it was basically looking in a mirror, so to speak, with Craig Bowl and Bob Davey of what is your offensive playbook, so to speak. But once New Mexico, and also too with the change at quarterback for the Lobos, you found that the passing game got at least a little bit
more exciting.
Again, it got started up, and also too it looked like the team was trying to, if not get the upset win. Again, it was a team that did not roll over and die.
And again, too, we could sit here and play armchair quarterback even in the press box. There's a couple times I raised my arms up and went to Bob Davies like, what the hell are you calling? What a dumb play that was. And again,
but again, you flip around at least on the other side of the ball with Craig Bull of what are you doing right now?
I understand. And again, our passing game. Now, you look at Chambers, he was 9 of 15.
Which again which is on par with what he does already.
Well, no, actually, he's less than 40%. But the thing is, he was 66%. The point is, 86 yards passing. Not going to get the job done. And again, Tom Burman, the athletic director, alluded, after Nevada, we go on the road for 2 rough games. We don't pass the football.
You take on a Utah State that puts up points. Boise puts up points. And guess what? The Air Force Falcons, they put up a lot of points as well, too. If you want to match strength for strength against these teams, where I think Cowboy defense is going to put up a good fight for a majority of that contest, but again, you're going to get your teeth kind of beat in, so to speak, where that offense for the Wyoming Cowboys isn't really doing a whole lot of favors for that Wyoming defense. That defense is going to eventually gas themselves out against Utah on the road, at Boise, at Colorado Springs. Again, where these teams are going to punch it, they're going to punch it in and again, where that team's going to, again, that defense is going to last only so long.
Well, you know, and I was thinking about this on the way in as I was driving around today. The quality win of the season, and we can hang our hat on that one, was Missouri. We can hang our hat on that. But 3 other wins, Texas State, Idaho, and even New Mexico were
Well, again, even the blowout against UNLV. You should have done that.
Yeah, it was expected. Again, the Cowboys did not cover the spread in this game.
19 points. I told you not to believe in that point spread.
I didn't. I told you.
Well, no, we both went to Mexico. We won on that one, but that was the point spreads for this Cowboys team. It should not be any higher than. It should not get into those double digits.
This concerns me. Their offense is not. You know, here we are into their 7th week of the season, or their 7th game of the season, and that offense is not. I don't want to use the word prolific. You're hanging your hat on the defense right now. I mean, it's
definitely not a fluid offense.
The offense will score. It will give them that. They can put points on the board, but they're not consistent.
No,
they're very. Gosh, I mean, they're good once, and then the next time they're 3 and out.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just not a consistent offense, and it really kind of drives you nuts. Whether it's the play calling or not, here nor there now. I mean, you sat there and watched the same thing I saw on Saturday. Chambers overshot 3 of his receivers. I mean, they weren't even close. Okay?
Yeah.
He's got such a strong arm. I'll give him that.
He definitely throws it in there with quite velocity where it's going to hit the pads, and it's going to be.
He doesn't have the soft touch.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to put it. That bothers me. You know, we're this deep into the season. He still hasn't got a fine touch on his pass.
Is it a valid excuse at this point that, yes, he is still a freshman with this offense?
No, not anymore.
All right.
Because, again, this really technically is his 11th game as quarterback.
Mm.
So, and even though he only knew 6 plays last year, they still threw the football once in a while. So the thing is, you've also had a bye week squeezed in there. You had all offseason to work on this. He just does not have a good touch on his passing.
And again, that's something you got to work on in the offseason coming up for his sophomore year, so to
this
speak.
This stuff you should be working on
today. Without a doubt. But it is something that you've had plenty of time. It is not flourished, so to speak, at this point in time. You got to look in the offseason for the Cowboys, and that's something that he's got to go to camp, so to speak. You know, figure out how to find that soft touch, and be more confident in his throws, be more confident on the run. Obviously, again, it's something that has been taught, I would assume, at this point, but it's something that is just not settled into the fluid, at least motion of one Sean Chambers here this season.
You can tell, and I saw this was really prevalent on Saturday. The Cowboys lean way too much. They depend way too much on the run now.
And guess what? When you run into a staunch run defense that you're eventually going to see.
Well, they did. They saw it at San Diego State.
Yeah.
And again, they didn't get the memo. So they still, again, they went up against a very weak passing defense in New Mexico. They have the worst passing defense. They give up 309 yards a game.
I think 3rd worst out of 16 teams.
And the Cowboys only got 85 yards passing against one of the worst pass defenses.
It's very alarming.
I'm concerned right now.
It's very alarming. It shows, or at least for me, I don't have confidence against when you take on these upper echelon Mountain West teams, especially in your own division coming up. But again, you still have Nevada. Nevada can certainly score points. Nevada is a team that's also too inconsistent without seeing what their defensive stats are or where they kind of rank on
things.
This
is a team that got punished by Hawaii.
But also, too, it's a Nevada team that did find a Big Ten victory earlier in the season, a team that can put up points. Again, it's not a guaranteed win at home for the Wyoming Cowboys coming up this weekend there in Laramie, Wyoming. But right now, at this point in time, 5-2 for the Cowboys, outside of the Mizzou win, which, I still believe is a win's a win. I get it. but it's still a fluky win. We now know Mizzou's a lot better team, a team that's ranked in the top 25. Their only loss at that point, or at least heading into this weekend, their only loss was the Wyoming Cowboys. It's a good outfit.
I would hate to
in
see
my
those
opinion,
two teams play again. I really would hate to see
I
the
think
outcome.
Mizzou, that might be ugly, as we anticipated it in that Week 1 contest between those two. But outside of that, 4 other wins are on my. Again, you talk with Tom Burman of, hey, we're going to have New Mexico Bowl representation at this contest and watch this Cowboys team and figure out where they're going to be headed possibly for bowl season. The New Mexico Bowl. We've even kind of garnished that, at least the New Mexico Bowl is pretty much the toilet bowl. It's who cares? Yeah, sure, you made it to the postseason.
That'd be our third time going to New Mexico. Really? It's going to Albuquerque? I mean, come on. A Wyoming Cowboy fan, and this is one thing too. Cowboy fans deserve better.
And again, my point:
the 100,000 that have gone through the gates deserve better than New Mexico. If we would get the New Mexico Bowl.
You in order to deserve a better bowl than that, you got to get a quality win. And outside of the Mizzou game, 4 other wins on this schedule have not been quality. The 4 wins that you have are teams you should beat. New Mexico, UNLV, Idaho, again, where you struggled in that contest. You barely, you were under the point spread here against New Mexico, but again, you still won by double digits. Kudos to you, Cowboys.
Way under the point spread against Idaho.
27, you're pretty pathetic at home against the Vandals. And again, Texas State. But outside of that, your losses to Tulsa. Tulsa, I'll give them credit. A good outfit. And you probably should have lost, and they did. Good outfit on the road against San Diego State. And again, I said that it'll be a close one, but I didn't have confidence that the Cowboys would beat the Aztecs there in San Diego. But right now, you look at, it's a situation for the Wyoming Cowboys where it's almost, you put the kibosh on what bowl is this team going to at this point if they do get at least that 6-win mark. It's more so of what bowl's even going to be interested. Again, that does play into factor of what quality wins you have on this schedule.
Well, see, and again, too, you're missing the point on what bowls are going to be interested in the Cowboys. These smaller bowls are going to be interested in the attendance.
Oh, yeah, they're interested in that crowd. So again, obviously, with the $100,000 that have shown up, hey, that's going to be very attractive.
That's 4 games averaging 25,000.
It's all about the money with these bowl games as well. But I completely get it. But it's something that, for me, on this end, and again, this is my opinion with the Wyoming Cowboys. Sure, you're 5-2. That's fantastic. But it's a mediocre 5-2.
And again, it could be even a more mediocre if they beat Nevada.
You were one play away from losing to Idaho. You were,
Yeah, but you're also one play away from winning against Tulsa.
Yeah.
You gave up the lead against San Diego State. So again, we're looking at, you could be 7-0, you could be 6-1, you are 5-2. You are what you are. Okay, yeah. You can beat Nevada. You should. You might.
That might be a defensive dogfight.
If you play mediocre like you did against New Mexico,
Nevada could win that one.
Then I think you're going to lose that one. Then you got to go, and even Tom mentioned that. This back end of the schedule is so heavy with good opponents. You throw, and again, I don't want to discount CSU, but I'm going to mark that down as a win. But again,
that should be without a doubt.
Anytime it's a rivalry game, we don't know what weather conditions are going to be, blah, blah, blah.
And again, the Wacky Friday game that it is, where, again, it's going to attract a lot of fans to head out to War Memorial Stadium because, again, Friday, at least here in the state of Wyoming, around that time, hey, guess what? We got high school football playoffs going on, so it's a situation of, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, that CSU game, you should pencil in a win. That's the only game coming up that I have the utmost confidence that the Cowboys should win. But, again, Air Force, Utah State, Boise. Right now, seeing what this team is made of, again, I give the utmost kudos to the defense for the Wyoming Cowboys. They're good. They're solid. They're a lot better than what I anticipated.
Yeah,
but will they handle their own against Utah State, Boise, and Air Force? I don't foresee it. They'll do it for about maybe a good half. That first half where, hey, we'll keep them down, keep them quiet. Hopefully offense is matching some ways, shape, or form in points with these other teams. But I think that how inconsistent the offense is and how it's going to possibly be later down this, at least once we get on that road stretch against those teams, I just don't foresee that defense lasting too long in those contests of just how long they're going to probably be out on the field, so to speak.
Well, and you look at the Cowboys, again, they go to the road, and they got Boise and Utah State. Okay? Boise draws a bye this week. So, first and foremost, they're going to be ornery after losing to BYU, A.
Yeah.
B, and again, that didn't hurt them in the Mountain West, but that loss probably was a few $100,000 loss.
Yeah.
Dropping them in the rankings.
For a team that...
So, the team that Boise State has next, they're definitely going to take it out on them, especially on the Smurf turf.
Yeah.
And think about who that's up next.
That'd be the Cowboys. Yeah,
So,
that might be a situation
if you are going to show your worth, Cowboys, you better pick up your game offensively.
I don't think again, you've had so many tune-up games and so many options where going back to even to the Idaho game where basically we came on and said, here's your opportunity, here's your chance, here's your live action at least contest facing off against another team, other bodies that you're not familiar with, where this offense has a chance to explore and try new avenues and just see what it's made of. They still didn't do it against the Idaho Vandals.
Yeah, no, think about this.
You've had opportunities against Idaho. Granted, it showed up for UNLV. Mm-hmm. Okay, give it credit for that one. New Mexico, again, where we're talking about one of the worst pass defenses, you still didn't get it done against them. And again, also to Texas State, where they struggled a bit.
Yeah. Well,
three out of the four, your offense had. You've had essentially 4 games to tune up this offense.
And when you have an offense package that was brought from North Dakota State here to Wyoming that's supposed to be a balanced attack, well, obviously it's not balanced.
It's not
even close to being balanced. But the thing is, they lose to Utah State by 26, did the Wolfpack, okay? So you want to get your little barometers and your little litmus tests out, you could do it. Cowboys are favored already. You ready for this, folks? They're favored by 13.5 coming up on Saturday.
No.
Against the Wolfpack.
I don't believe that.
What if the Wolfpack wins? Oh, my gosh. I don't even want to think about them going on the road to Boise State as well as going to Logan.
Yeah.
I'm real nervous. They got to get a passing game. That's all. Case closed.
They're not going to do it against Nevada. At this point in time, you've had 7 games under your belt to get it at least figured out. It's still not there. Why? What implications? What is anything that's going to show that it comes up at least this weekend against Nevada?
I agree. And you know what? With Nevada, they give up about 280 yards a game passing. So you got to get this game in gear, gang. I mean, we're running out of games. We need to take a timeout. We're going to be back with more after this here on 1480 KRAE.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in Bow, Cheyenne, and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Cowboy football is back in action at War Memorial Stadium to continue Mountain West Conference play against Nevada on Saturday, October 26th. Kickoff is set for high noon, so be sure to arrive early on game day for the Pepsi pregame zone and tailgating with family and friends. The first 5,000 fans through the gates will receive a free Jonah Field rally towel, courtesy of Cheyenne Regional Medical Center. Get your tickets today at GoWyo.com or call 307-766-7220.
Looking for an IT company with friendly, local customer service and the expertise to handle any job? Then go with a name you trust, High West Digital Solutions, a High West energy company. We handle everything from business network management to personal computer problems to same-day phone and tablet repairs. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real-live human being, local, polite, and eager to help. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny and breezy. Expect a daytime high of 46. Winds will be northwesterly at 15 to 20. For tonight, mostly clear and blustery. Our low down to 29 degrees. Sunshine and breezy for tomorrow. We're calling for a daytime high of 57. And for Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 32 degrees.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
The upcoming game here with the Wolfpack and the Cowboys, you know, there's two things that have thrown things out askew. First off, the Wolfpack losing to Hawaii 54-3. That makes it look like they've given up 39 points a game. Well, if you throw that game out, they're right around 30 points a game.
All right, throw out the UNLV game for the Wyoming Cowboys.
53 points, and they're averaging 28.6. They're down to about 25 a game. So, you look at the tail of the tape, as they say.
Which we don't really need to do right now because we're going to have plenty of time to do it.
But I'm just saying, though, you look at the losses by Nevada in Mo West play, which has been Utah State and Hawaii, but their quality win was against San Jose State at Reno.
Yeah.
And then that was coming off a bye week.
And two respectable losses for, at least for University of Nevada. Again, UNLV we know is, when it wants to be a good outfit, they can. And again, nothing against Utah State. Utah State we know is going to be probably right there, right behind Boise, if not probably telling Air Force. We'll see how those top three teams in the Mountain Division play out. But, again, going back to our at least comments with the Wyoming Cowboys, it's a situation of, are we beating up on this team? Not really. If anything, it's more, again, something for the core. It's more a situation of, we talk about Boise. We hold, at least here in the Mountain West Conference, Boise to a high standard. Utah State's starting to get there. Fresno at a point was there, and they've kind of trickled on down this season. But
San Diego State's done something different this year. They're playing defense.
Yeah, but again, all I'm saying, though, is with the Wyoming Cowboys, it feels like this team is just it's mediocre. It's subpar of what my expectations are for this team, where it should be. Again, you bring in a head coach that is on the FCS level, winning national championships. You're paying big money. He's getting $100,000 for winning against Mizzou. But yet this team, I feel like, again, it's a situation of, why not Wyoming?
Well,
why can't the Cowboys be on the same level as Boise
I know, but
State?
you brought him in to win Mountain West Conference Championship.
He hasn't done it.
He's failed to do so, and this is his 7th season.
He got you to one where you lost against a team that you beat earlier in that season, that San Diego State Aztecs team. Again, do believe that game was in Laramie at that point.
Both game wins. The win was in Laramie as well as the
So,
loss.
again, you brought him in to get your Mountain West championships. You got none at this point in time. You had one appearance where you lost to the same.
He's still under 500 as a coach.
Overall, absolutely. Again, I don't have my stats here in front of me, but the stats
I think
that we
34 and 37 now.
Either way, again, it's still a situation that, I think Cowboy fans deserve better than what they're getting here so far. Of last year, this season, again, you knew you only had Josh Allen for so many years. It's not like the NFL. It's not like the pros where, hey, you sign him, he's there for as long as you can keep him at least there, a part of your team. Again, you have set infinite time with these players at the University of Wyoming. But it's a situation of why can't Wyoming be on the same level as Boise's of the world? Why can't they rebuild like the Broncos? Why can't they rebuild like Utah State's doing right now?
Reload.
Well, yeah, reload. Yeah, at least, excuse me. Where, again, it seems like the Cowboys rebuild.
Well,
they're in that rebuild
and it
mode.
seems like they're getting the quality student athlete to come to Laramie, but again, where they're
you have a serious translation issue between those talented student athletes, which again, I'm not against Sean Chambers. I think he has worlds of talent that is right now going to waste.
Yeah, I think he's the better quarterback than Vanderwall? That's up for,
as a utility player. Yeah,
that's up for discussion.
Yeah,
Vanderwall's got a better arm.
Yeah,
if you gave Vanderwall a better line, he's a better thrower.
Yeah.
If you give
same with Sean Chambers, I think if he's
a better runner.
If he finds at least some comfortability in the pocket, absolutely, I think he can settle down. I think the issue right now is he's more rushing his throws. He's more kind of panicking of where he's feeling the pressure just tossing them.
I think
kind
Chambers is more run first, pass second. When you have that run pass option, he'll run it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I think mentally, and again, it's like a slump in baseball. He's not feeling it when he's throwing the football. So
you got to get him comfortable then.
He would rather tuck it and run it. Yeah, but when you come out, and what did we watch during the Cowboys? The first few plays were all runs.
Yeah.
Come on, let's put it up in the air. Give the kids some confidence.
That's online with the coaching staff and what play calling has been and where this offense lies right now under Coach Craig Bolt. That's the situation. And again, the core of our arguments against it, where, again, I think this 5-2 record for the Cowboys, again, you break it down.
It's misleading.
It's very misleading. It's very mediocre, in my opinion. And it's something that I just hold higher standards for this team, or at least it's something that for Cowboy fans across the state of Wyoming, around the nation, around the world, wherever it may be, that you deserve more. You deserve a better outfit, especially after what was kind of promised or what was at least foreseen by hiring one Craig Bull years ago.
Let me ask you this question. Even in the pros, they always say we got to establish the run game. Well, wouldn't you think the Cowboys would need to establish the passing game first? Because the run's there. I mean, they're averaging 237 yards a game rushing. They're passing the ball for 111 yards. I mean, that's poor.
I mean, you're talking a team that on 3rd and long would rather run the ball and gain 4 yards and punt it away than attempt even a quick slant pass. Go to a Harshman, so to speak. Go to your big tight end to get them at least on an out route or anything like
seam.
That. Yeah, anything like that. But they don't. And we saw that a couple times against New Mexico. If it's 3rd and distance, and for whatever reason you attempted another run that got you 1, 2, 3, 4 yards, here you go punting again. Congrats.
And again, I say this in all honesty. We're up there. You even saw it the other night when we were doing the high school game. The coaches there are watching the game, right? And you got all these offensive coaches, all these defensive coaches up there, and I don't know who's watching what because they're sure as hell not watching the same game I'm watching.
Yeah.
And you notice, too, the word conservative. Gosh, they're so conservative. I don't think they're conservative, the Cowboys. I don't think they're confident. I don't think they're confident on those 11 guys down the field. What they're doing is basically slapping those guys in the face by saying, hey, it's 3rd down and 12. Let's run. We could get 12 yards.
Okay, so here's a situation where obviously, again, you now know that fact, or if that's the case with that coaching staff there at the University of Wyoming, then why in the hell did you recruit those players then if you're not going to show some confidence? If you're not going to allow them to, if you are a balanced team for one Sean Chambers or even with Tyler Vanderwall, you're not going to allow these guys to throw?
Hey, I'm the wide receivers coach. I'm worried about my job right now because I've recruited these guys who got hands of stone.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about my job.
Absolutely.
So where are you going to get these guys at?
Yeah, that's kind of the big question at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it's been interesting. When we come back, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go first to Vic Fangio's press conference. Then we got this high school situation to sort out. It's the final weekend coming up Friday of high school football. We have Cheyenne Central and Cheyenne South, but we can tell you, we know Central will be hosting a playoff game.
Well, we know one team, or at least we know 6 teams that are officially in, one team that is officially a seed, or at least their seed is already determined, and yeah, then it gets a little muddled. And also, too, we'll talk about, Cheyenne South, a team that still has life to get into the playoffs, but there's a million scenarios that have to happen for them to even get in.
We don't even want to go through a million. We'll just give you a couple of them. But anyway, when we come back after we do some business, Vic Fangio will step up to the microphone, talk about his 2-5 Denver Broncos.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local. It's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, hour number 2, being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, open Monday through Sunday, Sundays noon until 8. We want to thank First Year Bank, open Monday through Friday at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, directly across the street from Mondello's Pizzeria. Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, both part of Lennox Enterprises. The Auto Body Shop on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Remember, at the Auto Glass and Detail Center, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean. Medicap Pharmacy, over on Bluegrass Circle, next door to Texas Roadhouse. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange, directly across from Menards and Powers Field. Serving up 3 delicious squares, in addition to all of the, we've been talking about the mac and cheese and the drinks and those delicious chicken sandwiches. You must try. And I told Cindy this too, that folks need to know, you're coming into work in the morning or you're looking for a place to have a great breakfast, try Chick-fil-A and try their Scrambable. They're open Monday through Saturday. Dine inside or use the 2 convenient drive-thrus, Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange. Platte Valley Bank ×2, the original location of Vanda High, and the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing, open Monday through Friday. Key of Cheyenne on Nationway, the 19th must go, and there are a few of them left. 20s are arriving, and AJ and his great staff over there, they're ready to make a deal with you. Matter of fact, the Kias will sell themselves. Let them just write up the paperwork. It's a pretty simple drill over at Key of Cheyenne. And we want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne, including the all-new, totally rebuilt Taco John's location over on South Greeley Highway. Nick and I had that chance to tour it. It is the prototype Taco John's facility, and I'm telling you, you're really going to enjoy what they did over at that particular location. Great family environment, as all of them are, but this one especially. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway. It's scoreboard time, brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
LCCC Athletics from this past weekend, men's and women's soccer at home for their final regular season contest as they played host to Western Wyoming Community College. Men's side of things, they won their contest 11-0. They moved to 12-3 overall. Again, that is the end of the regular season for LCCC men's soccer. They do have a contest coming up this weekend, this Saturday, down in Denver, Colorado, as they will take on Central Community College out of Columbus, Nebraska. That is the Region 9 quarterfinal, and that is also a noon o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Women's soccer, again, as they took on Western Wyoming, they got their victory as well, 2-0. They moved to 13-0-1 overall. They are number 4, still ranked in the nation, according to the NJCAA. Their Saturday's, at least Region 9 quarterfinal, will be against Otero Junior College. That is a 2:30 kickoff, again, down there in Denver, Colorado. LCCC women's volleyball in action as they were on the road against Western Wyoming on Friday, where they lost that contest 3-2. Saturday's game against Central Wyoming College up there in Riverton, they won that game 3-0. So for LCCC with a split, they moved to 7-21 overall. NHL action for tonight. 4 games on the slate. Toronto Maple Leafs at home hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Vegas Golden Knights will travel to Philadelphia to see the Flyers at the Wells Fargo Center. At Enterprise Center, the St. Louis Blues will host the Colorado Avalanche. That is a 6 o'clock at least start time. You can see that on Altitude TV. And the Dallas Stars at American Airlines Center will play host to the Ottawa Senators. That's what's happening NHL action for tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Friday, as it is the end of the regular season for us here in Class 4A for at least high school football, as we will have Cheyenne Central play host to Cheyenne South. 6 o'clock start time there at Risky Field. 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear the contest, and video live streaming on the at least Periscope side via Twitter and the 1480KRAE YouTube channel.
To the National Football League, it is Monday Night Football. The other undefeated team in the NFL, that would be, the defending Super Bowl champion, New England Patriots. They're on the road tonight. They will take on the New York Jets. That will take place in the Meadowlands. And, by the way, it will be baseball action on tap tomorrow evening from Minute Maid Field, as the Houston Astros will have home field advantage, and they will entertain the Washington Nationals in the Fall Classic. The World Series gets underway officially tomorrow evening. Our scoreboard being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
At Mountain Dew, we say here's to the doers. The people who know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who do it big.
Then do it bigger.
Who don't just watch.
So if there's something you want to do, here's a little advice.
Grab yourself an ice-cold Mountain Dew.
And get to it.
That's right. Get going.
Get started.
Stand up.
Jump up.
Grab hold of it.
Throw down on it.
Run with it.
Now. Right now.
Not tomorrow.
Not next week.
Next month.
Next year. Work it out.
Grind it out.
Get stoked.
Get passionate.
And do it.
Do it till it hurts.
Do it till you can't.
Do it till you've done it.
And most of all, don't ask how other people do it.
Don't ask how you should do it.
Don't ask if it can be done.
Don't ask if it's ever been done.
Because there are those who don't.
And those who do.
At Mountain Dew, we say, let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Do the do.
Here the season never ends. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball, local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Yeah, they struggled, both of them. I just thought our whole pass offense struggled, really. Sacks was part of that. Coverage was part of that. Guys getting open was part of that. I think it's more fair to say that our pass offense struggled more so than our protection, but protection is part of pass offense.
Will you consider making significant changes on offense in light of how you performed the last couple of weeks, especially on third downs and all that?
Yeah, we consider that every week, win or lose. But we're not going to make a change just for the sake of making a change. Okay, so we'll look at it closely and weigh the alternatives, and we'll make a decision.
What was your assessment of Joe's play yesterday?
Well, he was part of the offense, and the offense obviously didn't play well enough, and he was 1/11 of that. And obviously your quarterback is a big part of your offense, and I think he was, just like the rest of our offense, we didn't play well enough. We got dominated.
You've been through tough times. You've been in this business a long time. What would your message be to the Bronco fans that were booing and those who woke up this morning that were angry and frustrated with the performance?
Well, with that performance, they have every right to be angry, and they have every right to boo. We probably deserved it. But, it's a loyal fan base, one that I've grown quickly to appreciate, and we're doing everything we can to get this fixed as quickly as possible.
Cortland's son had 2 more big catches last night, but how much of an adjustment is it for a second-year guy to maybe still get open with the extra attention he may be getting from other teams?
Well, it's an adjustment, but he's got to be able to do it and be able to play the entire game, full speed, get open, fight through the tough times. They weren't giving him any other special attention than the other receivers were getting. They were playing balanced coverages that was equal on both sides. And we just have to do, like I said, it's our pass offense that has to improve.
Your Bulls didn't have very many penalties before this week for the past couple of weeks, and then it flared up again yesterday. What do you attribute that to?
Some of it's poor technique, I think, is the biggest culprit in his operation. And we've got to do a good job of getting that taught to him in such a way that it sticks, okay, and that he can consistently do it on a week-in, week-out basis.
What do you say to him during a game or after a game?
Well, I talked to him after the game, obviously, and, I asked him what went wrong, how were those calls, and he explained them to me, and he's just got to keep fighting through it.
Is he still your left tackle going forward here?
He is right now, yes.
What's the key to getting more consistency of special teams?
Well, we got to punt the ball better. The long return they had was not a good punt. It had very little hang time, and by the time the guy caught the ball, our guys were still a good ways away from the returner. That's never a good start. And then once we get there, we got to cover and tackle better. We missed some tackles on that long punt return that we need to make. So it's a little bit of everything. It's the kick. Kick is always priority number one, and then coverage number two. And our coverage wasn't good enough on that play to make up for the poor kick.
Vic, in general, how do you deal with, sort of, from your perspective, a locker room with a lot of guys who have not experienced winning in a substantial way?
Yeah, you just keep coaching them on this is a winning play, this is not a winning play, and keep showing them the mistakes that are correctable, and hopefully they'll keep grinding away at that. A lot of our poor play, as it is for a lot of teams, is self-inflicted. Very few times are you just dominated and whipped one-on-one. It happens, but our problems are more self-inflicted a lot. Some of it we are getting whipped, both in blocking and coverage, meaning running the routes. Some of it happens on defense. We get whipped in coverage, get blocked. But more so, if you can just play the fundamental principles of the call on both sides of the ball and kicking game and do it correctly, more times than not, you'll be all right.
A fake punt came right after a timeout. Could you go through how it was, called and what went wrong there?
Yeah, we didn't execute the play very well, and that's a play we've practiced for a while, and we needed a better fake, which did not get carried out. I think we panicked and did not do the details of the play, which caused other problems and made it look like a bad choice at the time.
In light of all that, how do you keep them grinding, as it were?
I think these guys are grinders. They have been up to this point. We will be as a staff, and I believe they'll continue to do that.
Miller had that sack that was negated by penalty. But what did you see from him? Both the run and pass game. Were you happy with this?
Yeah, he actually, I thought, played pretty damn good in the game. Lost the sack due to the penalty, which was poor on our part to get that penalty. But I thought overall, although his numbers aren't going to show that, I thought he played pretty damn good.
Troy Aikman on the broadcast, he's rarely critical of quarterbacks, but he was fairly critical of Joe's lack of energy or emotion as the game started to spiral. Was that an issue last night? Is that an issue going forward with Joe?
That is Joe. Like I think I've told you guys before, when things are going good and he's like that, he's Joe Cool. When things are going bad, it's a lack of intensity. It's a lack of enthusiasm. So, I think that's just going to continue to be the dialogue as it relates to Joe Flacco in his career. He'll be out a couple weeks for sure. Yes. Juwan, if we had had a normal week, probably could have played last night. But he didn't feel comfortable, and nor did I, of putting him out there without practice time. and he hadn't had enough quality practice time, and he'd been out 6 weeks. I think it's always, coach's duty to not put a player out there that's not ready. He's cleared medically, but there's another part of the equation when it comes to recovery and rehab, and I don't think he had completed that part yet.
With special teams, I know some plays can kind of get magnified, but are you still confident in Tom McMahon and what he's able to do with that unit?
Absolutely.
How do you help Noah kind of get over some of the struggles he had last night?
Just keep coaching him. He's all he needs to do is come up with a couple of those catches, and his confidence will be better. He'll start to soar, but we're going to keep playing him. He's a young player. It's our job to develop players, and the only way you develop players is to play them.
After the game, Shelby Harris said that the loss maybe shows us that we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. Did you feel like that was the case at all?
No. They're a good team. I know they lost their quarterback there in the second quarter, I believe, or whenever it was, but they're a good team. The thing that was surprising was, their defense was the star of the night last night. And that hadn't been the case for them, and they answered the bell, and we didn't.
Back to for the coach. Do you think part of the adjustment is that catches are more consistently challenged at this level than maybe they were in college for him?
Oh, for sure. Yep. Competition is much more, at a higher level than he was used to in college, that's for sure.
With the trade deadline looming and the record being what it is, in your discussions with John Elway, would you encourage him to move some people to accumulate draft picks?
We haven't had any of those discussions yet. And I don't know that we will, We'll see.
What is your confidence in Scangarello?
Pardon me?
Scangarello, offensive coordinator, just how's he doing, going through first year, growing pains himself?
Yeah, we all do. Obviously, a legitimate but poorly timed question in light of last night, but I think Rich is doing good overall. Obviously, last night was not a proud moment for any of us, and we're going to work to get it better.
You said you would consider changes offensively. I'm asking not that I believe it, but I know I'll get asked by others. Would quarterback be one of those positions that's under consideration for change in this longer week off?
No.
Last one, Nikki.
The IR guys eligible to return to practice, is there a plan for them? Do you expect them to come
Yeah,
out?
we'll start practicing those guys that are eligible this week and get a feel and get feedback of where they're at exactly and decide from there.
Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. Our Super Radio buys, heard only right here, features Svedka Vodka, 1.75 liter bottle, $14.49. Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, 1.75 liter bottle, $22.99. And Busch or Busch Light, 30-pack, 12-ounce cans, $19.59. Town and Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader.
Cheyenne's oldest coin dealer and supplier, the Coin Shop, is proud to serve the community since 1982. Trade or sell your gold, silver, and other precious metals. Visit with David and the knowledgeable staff for a fair and honest assessment of your valuables. Located at 510 West Lincoln Way. Call them today at 778-7196 to schedule your personal consultation.
October is Buzz Driving Awareness Month. A reminder, too many treats can and will trick you up. Buzz driving is drunk driving, period. Don't be a statistic. Keep yourself and others safe. Designate a sober driver and leave your car keys at home. You'd rather pay a taxi than pay the consequences of driving drunk. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
Take care. If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Our home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480KRAE.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny and breezy. Expected daytime high of 46. Winds will be northwesterly at 15 to 20. For tonight, mostly clear and blustery. Our low down to 29 degrees. Sunshine and breezy for tomorrow. We're calling for a daytime high of 57. And for Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 32 degrees.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. As we heard from Vic Fangio, again, there are two teams remaining in the National Football League that are undefeated. The 49ers winning the Slop Bowl yesterday at Washington against the Skins at FedEx Field, 9-0. So, again, it doesn't matter how you win, it's the final score. And, of course, the Patriots currently rolling to the Meadowlands tonight. They're 6-0.
Yeah.
They'll go up against
We'll
the
talk about
New York
NFL
Jets.
probably tomorrow.
No, but I'm just throwing that out there, since it's prevalent since we heard from Vic Fangio.
It's prevalent that the Broncos are still terrible, and they got whipped on Thursday against the Kansas City Chiefs, where, again, I told you that Broncos had no business in that.
And so are the L.A. Chargers. They stink, and the
LA
Raiders.
I told you that.
I mean, the L.A. Raiders.
I pretty much
no
predicted
good.
of how that game was going to go. I said 35-7 in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. You said, it's going to be a competitive one between the Broncos. Again, let's be honest. Broncos, we knew they had no business against the Kansas City Chiefs.
You got the NFC.
The two wins in the row did not mean squat for this team.
All right, well, you got the NFC least and you got the AFC worst.
Anyways,
right now.
again,
They're bad.
Right now, we're not focused on the
All
NFL.
right,
We
so
got better things to
high
talk
school,
about.
let's look at what happened over the weekend. Oh, by the way, real quick here, ticket giveaway. We got some tickets that will be given away.
Not today.
Didn't say today. Right. Quit interrupting me. You will have tickets to give away tomorrow and Wednesday for Nevada.
Surprised you read my post.
No, I'm just doing it off memory. So again, you are invited to get on the social media side and enter like you have been doing. So again, tickets will be given away tomorrow in bunches as they will be on Wednesday.
There you go. Simple enough. Or at least to find our ticket giveaway, it's pinned at the top of our page on the Facebook side of things by simply searching Wyoming Sports Talk Today, or it's facebook.com/WYO Sports Talk. WYO Sports Talk. Again, posted at the top where you have 3 ways to enter for a pair of tickets and also 2 pair of goodies. At least go see our friends over at Chick-fil-A at the corner of Del Range and Windmill. And on top of that, thanks for the newspaper, Russell, over there. But also, too, again, pair of tickets to go see the Cowboys in Nevada, the pair of goodies, and also, too, one lucky winner will also at least walk away with a Summit View parking lot pass as well, too, for that Nevada contest. But, again, we will give away probably 3 tomorrow, 2 on at least Wednesday. So, again, get your entries in now. Again, you have 3 possibilities to enter. And, again, win a pair of tickets coming up for this contest coming up this Saturday. But, again, as we move away from what happened at least this Saturday and at least moving away from what's upcoming this Saturday over in Larrabee, this Friday starting off things with at least football, at least here in the state of Wyoming, with high school action here in Class 4A. We had a fun one over at Chinese.
We did. We had the Thunderbirds winning by the count of 23-14 over the Rock Springs Tigers. That one could have went in favor of the Tigers.
As Chad Goff, at least head coach for the East Side Thunderbirds, alluded to, and I do believe in your pregame, at least, interview, again, Rock Springs has caused him a lot of troubles throughout there, at least through his years. A Rock Springs team that is again, sits at 4-4 here in Class 4A with one game remaining for the Tigers, where under at least Mark Linhart, again, it's a team that is improved from recent seasons. It's a team that shows very good promise, and it's a team that has a lot of size right now.
This is a team that could right now be 7-1.
Yeah.
They should have beaten East.
Well, it's a
If
team.
they'd have scored that other touchdown, they'd have been up 14-0. They gave the game away against Thunder Basin at home, and they also committed a couple of mistakes against Central. This team could be 7-1.
It's a team that shoots themselves in the foot, and
Exactly.
that's again, difference between an experienced ball club and again, a team that is still developing under new head coach, at least Mark Linhart right now at Rock Springs. So this is a team that for 2020, again, this is a Tigers team that's, at least right now, they're in the playoff, at least, situation. They're just waiting on to see if will they be the 5th seed or the 6th seed. So Rock Springs will be on the road no matter what. It's just pretty much of who will they see on the road. But it is a team that will be in the playoffs, could do some serious damage in the playoffs as well, too, if they see that 4 or 3 seed as well.
And I think Natrona's going to have their hands full coming up on Friday night as they take them on.
We'll see about that.
Well, and again, they did lose their runner, Landon Toth.
Because, again, that Rock Springs game, that's up in Casper, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Toth, who was running pretty good against Cheyenne East, suffered either an ankle or knee injury, so don't know what
He was
his
hobbling,
status.
yeah,
don't know what his status is. We did not see him in the second half. That made a big difference. But, speaking of Natrona, and I was up in the press box and talking to a friend of mine, talking about the Central win over Natrona, which I told you they would do well.
No, I thought Central would absolutely be competitive. You
didn't think they were going to win?
I didn't think that they were going to win, at least in the fashion that they did. I gave a lot more respect to Natrona, but again, I now know that Central is a for real outfit, that Central is extremely competitive, and it's a Central team that could go pretty far in the upcoming playoffs.
Like I said, I don't want to face these guys in the playoffs right now. They're too good.
Rock Springs and Central, those two were, whoever you're facing, they have a good opportunity of winning those ball games.
Well, and then the excuse was up in the press box on Saturday was, Natrona came in, they had a few bodies that were under the weather.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, you know what?
Boo-hoo. At this point, every other
team's got bruises and bumps, and and I'm sure guys got sniffles. And
tells me that you were talking with a Casper homer at the press box.
Yes, I did.
Either way, though, again, it's not a valid excuse.
And I'm not going to. This
think
was a big win. This was a big win for the Central Indians. Plus, they were down 5-0 in this contest. Things were going wrong for them, and look how they rallied back.
It was a rough start for Central, but it's a team that is not fazed by those at least rough starts in any aspect. Again, outside of the Thunder Basin game, that was just a complete, just kind of whipping early on in Class 4A. That was the 0 week. For Central, though, you look at our first contest with them against Sheridan here, at least at home. We're competitive against that Bronx team, to my surprise. Sheridan, I would say both Sheridan and Central from week 1 to where we are, again, into the regular season, two vastly different teams, though. And it's in the best way possible, or at least in good intentions for both Central and Sheridan, that from week 1 to where we are now of the regular season, they're teams that have improved vastly.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to take nothing away. You look at Cheyenne Central, and again, I say this, the weapons, and again, this team is an offensive juggernaut team, okay? They live by the pass, but they balanced it out with the run. I mean, Cardinal Lobatos.
You could rely on Lobatos.
You could, but again, when you are defensing Cheyenne Central, you just can't defense the Storbos, Brady and Brock.
No, you can't spot. Yeah, you definitely can't spotlight.
You can't just double team Johnson.
Yeah,
Talich had 4 catches in this win for 71 yards, and then you got Lobatos coming out of the backfield where you can swing a pass out to him. You got 5 different targets to throw to. That is a defensive package nightmare.
Yeah, but again, where we give, we're hard on the Wyoming Cowboys for not being an even spread, at least offense. Central's got it done with Mike Apodaca of what he's established there with the Indians. Again, you're talking a multi-threat offense, and again, a team that is not afraid to throw the football, not afraid to run, and again, make very, at least good positive moves on that offense in big ways as well, too, whether it is Lobatos who could break away, big runs. The Storbo twins, if they do get some separation, again, with their big bodies, again, they can make some damage on that football field when they got phenomenal hands. it's something right now for Cheyenne Central. They find themselves in a good situation. We know that they are officially in the playoffs, but the scenarios right now for the Cheyenne Central Indians, as we'll take a look at least what's upcoming for, again, this upcoming Friday, it is final regular season game, so this matters for seeding right now for Central. Again, they're in officially, but it's more so will they be at home or will they be on the road? Now, the highest the Central Indians can get is the number 3 seed. What needs to happen, or at least why that is a score differential to break. What Central needs to do to get the number 3 seed is they got to win against Cheyenne South. Natrona needs to win their contest, and also too, Sheridan needs to defeat Cheyenne East. Central does win in the differential tiebreaker in that scenario. They will be the number 4 seed with a victory over Cheyenne South. Rock Springs would have to defeat Natrona County, and Sheridan would still need to win Cheyenne East. So that's one way to get to the number 4 seed. Here's the easier one for the number 4 seed for Cheyenne Central. They can get it if they win against Cheyenne South and Cheyenne East win. So either way in that contest, it's something where if East does win, if Sheridan does win, there's opportunities for Central to, again, host a first-round playoff game. Other, at least, scenarios for the number 4 seed, if they do, for whatever reason, lose to Cheyenne South, they would need Rock Springs to win against Natrona County, and the farthest they can fall in the playoffs for Cheyenne Central is the number 5 seed. That is if they lose to Cheyenne South this Friday and if Natrona defeats Rock Springs at home. So that is the playoff scenario right now for Cheyenne Central. Again, they have 2 opportunities to host or at least multitude of opportunities to host the first-round playoff game. It's whether as high as a 3 seed, a 4 seed, or they could drop as far low as a number 5 seed, which would mean they would be on the road.
And, again, they draw Cheyenne South, nothing against Cheyenne South, but I know they're playing for their playoff life. They did it up at Campbell County, and they failed miserably. They lost 48-7.
And that was, again, if we'll talk about that Friday's game, I expect a lot more out of Down Gallas' squad. I thought they would be a lot more competitive against Campbell County, but give credit to the Camels. They're vastly improved as well, too, of where they were early on, that Week 0 contest that we saw at Cheyenne East, where they lost mightily to the Eastside Thunderbirds. This is a Campbell County team that is also to improve throughout the season, and that was a win that again, it was a coin flip to me of would it be Campbell County beating Cheyenne South. I thought it was going to be a lot more competitive, but the blowout in Gillette against Cheyenne South, that was, to me personally, very shocking to see. I thought Cheyenne South would have been a little bit more competitive than what they did of putting up 7 points.
I look at all of these scenarios that have been posted.
And do want to mention as well, too, with these scenarios, do want to at least give thanks to Wyoming-football.com. This is where I found it also, too, on Twitter. Again, thank you to that individual on that website that has kind of outlined this.
I mean, it's a confusing situation, especially when it comes to 3-way ties. For example, I'm going to use the bottom. It's based on points. It's not so much head-to-head, but the point system is, and I'll use, for example, Laramie could get into the playoffs today. How could they get into the playoffs, you might say? Well, they beat Casper Kelly Walsh by a total of 7 points. They lost to Cheyenne South by 1. That gives them a total of 6 points. Now, listen.
You're just muddling everything.
No.
We could put it in simplistic terms of just here's what needs to happen.
I'm just telling you, this system they got in place here, this point system is nuts. So Laramie has a +6. You look at Casper Kelly Walsh, even though they beat Cheyenne South by 30-plus points, they get a maximum 12 points for the win. They lost to Laramie by 7. So 12 minus 7 gives them 5 points. South is totally out of the mix right there. So Laramie will get in by a point. And they would be the number 8 seed if that wraps up in a 3-way tie, if all 3 of those teams lose this weekend.
Please send all complaints to Ron Laird at the Wyoming High School Activities Association for that.
This is the way they came out with it. It used to be a coin flip. Everybody
I'd rather do the points than the coin flip.
Everybody whined and moaned about the coin flip.
Fair enough. That is a dumb way to determine who's in, who's out, who's what seed, what everything's determined on just the luck of a coin. That is the dumbest way to determine anything.
Also, running up the score doesn't help you out either. Again, they set a maximum 12 points that's
and obviously there's a method to the madness of how they determine all this.
I don't have a problem with
it's a hell of a lot better than a coin flip, which is the absolute ridiculous way to determine. Again, for these at least lower down teams, for again Laramie, Kelly Walsh, and Cheyenne South, if for whatever reason any of these scenarios do happen, again to determine their playoff lives of who's going to sit out of the playoffs and who makes it in due to the fact that you selected tails and they selected heads, it's ridiculous. So again, the point system I have no problem with.
See,
now looking at with Cheyenne South, this is a team that, again, there are 6 teams that are in officially. That being Rock Springs, Central, Natrona, East, Sheridan, and Thunder Basin. Those teams are locked in. They're going to the postseason. The final 4 right now that are on the outside looking in to fill 2 spots, Gillette, Cheyenne South, Kelly Walsh, and Laramie. Now,
and Gillette is a front runner.
Yeah, they certainly are. But to look at locally with the Cheyenne South fighting Bison, they're not officially eliminated with the loss against Campbell County, but they need a lot of help to get in and be that 8 seed coming up, at least for the postseason. Now, to be the number 8 seed, Cheyenne South does need to be Cheyenne Central. That is the key thing right now. They would need to defeat at least Cheyenne Central coming up this Friday, and also, too, they would need Campbell County to get their victory as they take on Casper Kelly Walsh. Also, too, for Cheyenne South, at least looking at a possibility, their tie, at least it would be a tie, 7-8, or at least looking at the seedings. Basically, it's a convoluted way that with their victory, again,
I can make it easier for you by the points, but that, like I said, all you're doing is confusing yourself and the listener. Let it go. Just let it go right now. Here's what happens. If South wins, they're in, okay? It's a simple drill because they hold the tiebreaker over Laramie. They beat Laramie head-to-head, and then they would turn around and beat Central. They would have 2 wins. They would have the 2 quality wins. So Casper Kelly Walsh is not going to beat Campbell County. Campbell County is going to win. And they're going to be.
We'll see. Anything can happen on any given Friday, so don't give me that without a doubt.
You think South is going to beat Central right now?
I really don't believe so.
So
again, that's the only ways with that to happen. And again, for Cheyenne South, they would also to get that number 8 seed, they would again Kelly Walsh victory and a Laramie victory. For some odd reason, again, if those 2 were to win, South would be that 8 seed. They are out of the playoffs if they do gain a victory against Cheyenne Central, but if Kelly Walsh gets a win and Thunder Basin does win, they are out completely if they lose.
Laramie has Thunder Basin this weekend. Casper Kelly Walsh has Campbell County at, I think that's at Kelly, and South has Central. So now,
but again, for the fight Bison, the key thing is you got to win.
You got to win and at least give yourself a shot.
Yeah, you got to win to get an opportunity, and then you rely on what happens with Campbell County and Kelly Walsh, and what happens against Laramie and Thunder Basin is essentially what you're waiting on if you do win against Cheyenne Central. Again, if they lose, there is no outside shot. It's if they lose against Cheyenne Central, their season's officially done.
The only thing that is solidified right now in Class 4A, and Thunder Basin could run their junior varsity and their sophomores if they want.
And they might early on in that game.
Well, I'm just saying they could because no matter what, if they lost to Laramie, they still clinched the number 1 seed because they hold the tiebreaker over Sheridan.
That's definitive. There is no scenarios of they move up and down. No, they are the number 1 seed barring win or loss. So, again, this game against Laramie is more so for pride, so to speak, with at least Coach
Bakula.
Absolutely, that's essentially it. But it's something that you're in. You're the number 1 seed. Will Coach Bakula just basically rest his starters, or at least playing for a quarter against this Laramie squad? Yeah, something like that. Because again, you don't want to go in injured, lose anyone for whatever reason, some freak accident. That could be a good scenario. And again, that does play into a little bit of a factor of that Laramie, at least Thunder Basin contest. If the Bolts go to the JV squad, could Laramie be competitive against at least that second teamers of the Bolts?
Talking to our friend over in Laramie this past weekend, the Plainsmen are beat up. This is not a healthy outfit that's going to be taking on the Bolts. I'm thinking that they'll have. About 30 bodies suited up, but they got about 15 healthy bodies right now. They are beaten up. So,
and again, we'll see what happens coming up this Friday as, again, we end the regular season now. For the final Cheyenne team, Cheyenne East, this is a team that is guaranteed. They're already in the playoffs. And
there's
they're
a lot of scenarios for East.
They're guaranteed a home contest no matter what happens. But break down some of the situations. If they beat Sheridan on the road, they will become the number 2 seed no matter what. That's all they need to do is win. They're in, and they're at that number 2 spot. They will become the number 3 seed if they do lose to Cheyenne, at least to Sheridan, and if Natrona County does lose as well.
To Rock Springs.
Number 4 seed for Cheyenne East is the lowest that they can go due to the fact of the score differential break. If East does lose, Central wins, and Natrona County wins. That's how East becomes the number 4 seed. Or if they lose to Sheridan, this being Cheyenne East, if South wins against Central, and if Natrona County wins. So a good fluctuation for the East High Thunderbirds. But again, the worst they could do is 4th. Best they could do is number 2 seed. But either way, for the East High Thunderbirds, coming up at least in the quarterfinals, they'll be at Okie Blanchard Sports Complex.
Right. And again, for Cheyenne Central, they have the most to gain here this weekend. So the bottom line is
they have a lot riding because, again, the highest is a 3 seed, the lowest is a 5. And again, that's the difference, at least clear difference of who you're matching up with, but also, too, again, it's either being at Risky Field or on the road against whoever number 5 might be, and that might be heading up to Natrona County.
Well, and here's the irony for Cheyenne Central. You're not cheering for East. Because what you're doing now, if you become the number 3 seed, if East happens to lose to Sheridan and they fall to number 4, okay, the deal is with the Cheyenne Central Indians, they're away from Thunder Basin. They go to the 2. They go, it would be 3 versus, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 versus 6, and then you would be 2 versus 3 on the brackets. That's the way it goes. You'll have 1 versus 4. If that's the way it's always been. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 in the semifinals.
All right, yeah.
Because the top 4 teams have won, according to Hoyle.
At first, I thought you were talking about quarterfinals. It's like, nope.
No, quarterfinals, it would be 3 versus 6. So Central basically is cheering for Sheridan to beat East. East would drop.
And there might be a good possibility. Again, give credit to Sheridan. They're a tough outfit at home up there, all the way up north. That's a long road trip for Cheyenne East. That could be a great possibility that East does fall to Sheridan coming up this Friday.
But I'm going to say this about Cheyenne East, and I step out. I really like what Cheyenne Central has done here over the last few weeks, and they're going to be the scariest team in the playoffs. Do I think the best team in the playoffs right now is Thunder Basin? Do I think it's Sheridan? No. I think the best team in Class 4A, and we saw them win Friday night, is Cheyenne East. I think this is the best. Again, we're talking 4 points, and this team is undefeated. An overtime loss at Casper Natrona.
Okay,
a game
but again, for Cheyenne East, so where they're going to be that low. So, for instance, again, you're looking at if we're going to match up possibility, if you play those odds or how it could shape up, though, in worst-case scenario for Cheyenne East, you may see in the semifinals one Thunder Basin team where, you got to go up to Gillette, where we saw what happened to them last year. They struggled mightily against that Bolts team on the road.
So did Cheyenne Central when they had to go up and face the Bolts.
I'm just okay. So basically, you're reinforcing my thought right now of you don't want to play the Thunder Basin Bolts at Thunder Basin. You were fortunate enough for East again, where you're competitive at home.
But one of these
going up to Gillette's a different
one of these
story.
2 teams, though, Nick, Central or Central or East is going to have to face Thunder Basin. Okay, because
Which is not an easy task.
Yeah, the way, and again, you got to get through your first round playoff. First off, I want both teams at home on their first round game, okay?
Which is a good possibility right now.
The second scenario for East, if they can beat Sheridan, then they're going to have 2 playoff games at home.
Yeah, they're guaranteed.
They should. They will be there at least through the semifinals, okay? So that would be good news for East.
Barring some first-round upset, yes, absolutely.
For Cheyenne Central, on the second half of that equation, if East loses at Sheridan and Central bumps up to that number 3 spot, they draw number 6 seed in their opening round game. They will be at home for the then they have to go on the road to take on the number 2 seed.
And again, for Central to get that at number 3 spot again, they got to beat South. Natrona has to beat Rock Springs, and Sheridan needs to beat East. All 3 scenarios easily can happen this Friday.
Well, and again, realistically, I think for Cheyenne East and talking with Chad Goff, they hold They hold all the cards. They need to win this game against Sheridan, which I think they can do. I think they are.
Again, you're talking. I would feel more confident if it was here in town than on the road in Sheridan. We're also talking, at least looking at the upcoming forecast. Predicted snow showers up north there in Sheridan, or at least throughout the state of Wyoming.
It looked like it was nice Friday last I looked at on the weather forecast.
I saw that it was supposed to be some, at least, snow showers.
We were calling for 60 degrees here on Friday. So
we'll see.
Yeah, but the point is, though,
either way, you got to go up to there.
I understand you got to go up there, and that's one of the things that should be the motivating factor for Cheyenne is they haven't won up there in a long time. They're taking their freshman team up there to play the Geldine Cup. They got the sophomores also going up there, so they're going to have a good contingent of support, backing this team. So I'm hoping that the T-Birds can, and I wouldn't call this an upset. I still think they're still the top team in Class 4A. We'll be back after this timeout right here at 1480 KRAE. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy, and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny and breezy. Expect a daytime high of 46. Winds will be northwesterly at 15 to 20. For tonight, mostly clear and blustery. Our low down to 29 degrees. Sunshine and breezy for tomorrow. We're calling for a daytime high of 57. And for Tuesday night, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 32 degrees.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on the show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480, KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today as the afternoon has flown by, and again, it's just been strictly football,
which is fine.
And also, too, thank you to Tom Burman, athletic director, for joining us earlier in the program.
Do want to at least recap, or at least continue on, at least with our high school football coverage. Again, recapping a few scores from this past Friday of what happened in Class 4A. Again, as we mentioned, Cheyenne South losing on the road at Gillette. Campbell County getting the victory 48-7 in that contest. Again, did not anticipate that. Thunder Basin taking care of business against Casper Kelly Walsh 49-14 in that game. Cheyennes, again, a game that we had here on 1480. KRAE getting at least the close one, but they got away with the victory 23-14 against Rock Springs Tigers. Sheridan all over Laramie there in the Gym City, 55-7 against the Plainsmen. And then Central, the big upset over this Friday, again at home at Risky Field as they defeat Natrona County by a final of 32-19. So out of that, though, again, here we stand. We're for the 3 Cheyenne high schools, and that does include Cheyenne South. 2 are in. It's just determining of seeding. For 1, it determines of, at least coming up this Friday, of will they be on the road? Will they be at home? That being Cheyenne Central. And also, too, for Cheyenne South, their playoff lives are on the, at least on the line. But the big thing for them is they got to win and need a whole hell of a lot of help, at least coming up this Friday. So, but as we stand right now, 6 teams in Class 4A are officially in. It is just determining seeding. The only team that we know official as a seed is the number 1 Thunder Basin Bolts, and then we are determining the last 2 teams in between Cabell County, Laramie, Kelly Walsh, and Cheyenne South of who will be your 7 and 8 seeds in Class 4A.
You know, and going back to last Friday, basically for Cheyenne South, that was probably their best opportunity to punch their ticket to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're going to take on a Cheyenne Central team that right now is riding high.
Again, their playoff lives are on the line as well too.
Yeah,
they want to play.
And they're at home, and again, like I mentioned here before the loss to Cheyenne East, this is a team that's home for the last 3 weeks. They don't have to travel.
You know, you think that they want to continue at least playing at Risky Field, and so that's going to kind of feel their fire, so to speak. Of hey, we have a chance to play again here at Risky Field. We have a chance to be the number 3 seed as well too. We're again, if they are able to pull that off some way, shape, or form, again, that's great for the Indians if they do make it past that quarterfinal matchup that in the semis. You don't have to go up to Gillette. You know, whether it is taking on Sheridan, taking on a Cheyenne East, again, looking at those kind of muddling of just moves and positioning. You know, again, at least the key thing for Cheyenne Central, though, is you want that 3 seed to avoid the Thunder Basin road trip for that semifinals to go up to Gillette, where again you got whipped on earlier this year.
You want to avoid the 4 seed.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that's why. Yeah, you want that 3 seed.
Exactly.
So as you kind of convoluted my at least statement there,
well,
but
you
again,
said it. You made your.
No,
own
I said
mistake.
that. I said that Central wants to be that 3 seed. So
Yeah.
again, you avoid that 4 spot to go up the Thunder Basin in the semifinals. Again, as I got to recap because you had a but either way, Central again this situation they got a lot playing at least on the line that they're not going to roll over and let South into this competition. No, they're going to pretty much put their foot on the throats of the.
They're going to
South
say stick a fork in South. You're done, and you're not going anywhere this year. And again, too, if you look at Kelly Walsh, Laramie, and South all losing this weekend, Laramie gets into the playoffs,
which is
as the number 8 seed.
Insane to believe. Again, a team
and they're going to play Thunder Basin. They're going to come back again and play Thunder Basin again.
Ouch.
Yeah,
and you got to make that trip up there. That is not fun.
So you look at a lot of these scenarios. Again, I look at the East Sheridan matchup, a very good matchup. There's no doubt about it. That's the best matchup of the Friday night. The second best matchup will be Natrona hosting Rock Springs. And again, I hope the Toth kid is healthy enough to play because they're going to need him. They were a different outfit without him running the football in the second half.
If anything, Rock Springs could use that an excuse of, hey, we didn't have healthy bodies, so that's why we lost in Natrona County. Like, your counterpart that had to say about Natrona County's loss on the road against Central. It's pretty much easier for Casper folks up there, for fans of the Mustangs. Hey, you lost to the better team, and I think Central has proven that they are the better team. Again, over Natrona County. Central, this is, as I alluded to earlier, this at least before the season got underway, that Central had at least the poise and the promise to be that dark horse team throughout this year and make it in the playoffs and do something special. That has been reinforced week in and week out of how this team is getting it done, getting the 4 straight wins. Close. You got close. You were away from overtime due to just one missed field goal at Okie Blanchard against Cheyenne East. And again, you took down a Natrona County team that, again, let's not forget that this Mustangs team, as much as it graduated a lot of pieces, is still your defending 4A state champions.
Well, but you look back at the game plan that Mark Lenhart had against Cheyenne East. East can't beat you until they get on the field, and they had that 9-minute drive to start the contest. And they were driving to go up 14-0 until Schoenfeld fumbled at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
If they would have scored 14-0, this outcome could have been completely different.
Yeah.
So, and again, it would have forced.
You could play those scenarios even with Central and East of what happened if
Tippett makes the field goal. Yeah. But again, too, you look at all this, and I know we got to get going here, but I think Natrona's going to have their hands full, because if you don't think that Rock Springs is going to come up with that same type of game plan, they're going to run that same plan up there against Casper Natrona. They want to keep that offense off the field, but they've got the horses, they've got the big horses that can get them 3 yards a pop.
I don't foresee Rock Springs getting the win, so to speak, against Natrona County, because again, going up to Cheney Alumni Field, there's something magic about that field for the Mustangs, for Natrona County, of how they pull away victories up there. I just don't deny that of the true home field advantage that Natrona County does have on that turf up there. Rock Springs should be competitive, but that's going to be another dogfight for them, where they need to avoid the mistakes. They need to avoid shooting themselves in the foot if they want to win against Natrona County, without a doubt. Again, mistakes that they pulled against Cheyenne East, that, again, it's a good outfit that took advantage of it and basically said, hey, we're winning this contest and get out of our way.
Well, I kind of agree and disagree with you. I think I think you might be in for a surprise this coming Friday with the Tigers.
You don't think Natrona County is going to be a little upset of what happened this past Friday? That's going to use.
I don't think they're that good. I really don't believe they're that good.
I don't think they're a team that makes it to the state championship game without a doubt. I would put East above them and Cheyenne Central without a doubt. But again, it's a Natrona County that you can't sell short, that are not pushovers, and are still going to play. Again, they got a lot to fight for their playoff lives as well too. At least more so seeding. So, again, at home, they're going to take advantage of that. And it's a team that, again, under Coach Harshman, might use a little fuel to the fire, or at least some sort of motivation of what happened this past Friday, to go, hey, let's take it out on this Rock Springs team.
We'll see. We'll see if that happens. They got some big hosses there with that Rock Springs.